Thousands march on gender-based violence and femicide emergency, yet government won't declare a full disaster. World leaders arrive for G20 as EU sides with South Africa and hits out at the US trade approach. And Miss Universe drama ends in triumph as Mexico's Fatima Bosch claims the crown. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent.
Government has now classified gender-based violence and femicide as a national disaster, recognizing the scale of the crisis, but stopping short of a full declaration that would unlock emergency powers and funding. While officials say they will rely on existing laws and structures to strengthen prevention and response, women across the country are making it clear that isn't enough. Thousands have taken to the streets to protest the staggering levels of GBVF. At Constitution Hill, emotions ran high as families gathered, many saying they want real solutions. Women for Change, which organized today's shutdown, says this is a long fight and they are in it to the end.
We're so grateful to have had the support and the turn-up that we had. We're so grateful to have seen so many women, members of the queer community and men coming forward to support this very important day.
In Cape Town, small groups dressed in black began gathering early along the Sea Point promenade, joining calls for GBVF to be treated as a national emergency.
I watched my mother get beat up by my father. This is an ongoing thing in South Africa, in Africa, where women have to keep silent when they're being abused.
Kawara says children are growing up traumatized, watching their mothers and sisters getting killed. Police have made another breakthrough in the killing of a principal and a clerk at Inkliweni Primary School in Tembisa, with a second suspect now in custody. The two staff members were gunned down earlier this week while preparing for a late afternoon meeting. Yesterday, investigators arrested a 26-year-old woman believed to be linked to the crime. Now, a 35-year-old man has also been taken in.
The 35-year-old man was arrested in the early hours of this morning and is expected to appear before Tembisa Magistrates Court on the 24th of November 2025 on a charge of double murder with 2 counts. Police investigations are still ongoing on this matter.
Many world leaders have now touched down South Africa ahead of this week's G20 summit. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer landed at OR Tambo earlier today, joining leaders like Australia's Anthony Albanese, Malaysia's Anwar Ibrahim, Vietnam's Pham Minh Chinh, India's Narendra Modi, and several European heads already on the ground. The United States and Argentina are sticking to their decision not to attend. Also today, the European Union has praised South Africa's multilateral approach to the G20. After signing new trade and minerals deals with SA, EU leaders say investment talks will now move to the African Union. And Ursula von der Leyen couldn't resist a swipe at US trade tactics, stressing the EU, quote, plays by the rules.
And above all, we deliver mutual gains in trade and investment, which in return delivers good jobs.
Von der Leyen says the EU wants to be Africa's partner of choice in the global clean energy shift.
The United States is not participating in official talks at the G20 in South Africa. I saw the South African president running his mouth a little bit against the United States and the president of the United States earlier today, and that language is not appreciated by the president or his team.
She confirmed only embassy staff will be sent, but the presidency says Cyril Ramaphosa will not hand over the G20 presidency to a charge d'affaires. If only those diplomatic relations were as smooth as the flow of travellers into South Africa.
Despite the heightened security environment, increased traveller volumes, and the complex coordination required across multiple ports of entries, all arrivals were processed efficiently. Our system across key ports of entries are fully operational, supported by the BMA ICT technicians deployed strategically at OR Tambo International Airport.
National Prosecuting Authority boss Shamila Bitoy didn't hold back today. She told the inquiry into Andrew Chauke's fitness for office that the Johannesburg prosecution's chief had no legal right to go after former KZN Hawks boss Johan Boysen back in 2015. Batoya says childcare stepped into KZN's turf without authority, leading a team to prosecute Boyson and the Cato Manor unit. On the stand, she laid it out plainly. Childcare tried to wield powers that weren't his, and in the process undermined the very office meant to run prosecutions in KZN. Former International Relations Minister Naledi Pandor says she has no idea why the United States has revoked her visa, but she is aware of a lobby group that has been writing to Washington urging that she be denied entry. She returned from the US this week to an email from the Cape Town consulate informing her that her existing visa is no longer valid and that she must reapply. No reasons were given. Pandor, a long-time advocate for human rights and the Palestinian cause, traveled to the US twice this year for meetings with the organization Justice for All.
I have no understanding as to why my visa has been revoked. There's no explanation offered. Apparently, in terms of the section mentioned in the email, no reasons need to be provided by the United States.
An unknown number of girls have been abducted from St. Mary's Catholic School in Agwara, central Nigeria. Local reports say armed gangs stormed the hostel in the early hours of the morning. Security forces and the military have been deployed to search for the missing learners. Now, this comes after another attack in Kebbi State, where 24 schoolgirls remain missing. A self-portrait by Mexican icon Frida Kahlo has sold for $54.66 million in New York, setting a new auction record for a painting by a woman. The artwork shows Kahlo sleeping in a floating bed beneath a skeleton strapped with dynamite. It was created during a pivotal decade in her life, marked by her turbulent relationship with fellow painter Diego Rivera.
It's yours. Thank you very much indeed. Congratulations. Thank you.
And Miss Mexico, Fatima Bosch, has been crowned Miss Universe in Thailand after a dramatic and chaotic lead-up to the final. The event was overshadowed by controversy, including a heated incident where Bosch walked out after being publicly reprimanded by the Miss Universe Thailand director, who later apologized. Despite the turmoil, celebrations erupted across Mexico as crowds marked her historic win. Congratulations to her. Congratulations to her, and goodbye from me.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.